Record. Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Today we have Hanuman Jayanti. So our storytelling session of today, or the storytelling session number 6, will be Hanumanji. Okay. Let me pin myself. I'm getting lost somewhere. Yes, now. Yeah. Okay. So whoever joins will benefit with another drum, or the frequency test meditation today. And of course, I'm
Okay.
again not recording that part, so that will be exclusive.
I
Okay.
felt some vibrations here,
Mm,
but
yeah.
I could not hear
Send to
clearly.
relevant group. Also
Okay.
sending it to my mother.
Sure, sure. You can send it to anyone you want to. It's anyway open for all. Okay. So today we have the story of Hanuman, and we all know that Hanumanji was born to Vayu and Anjana. And one more thing is, of course, there is always this cultural difference that in many parts of India it is celebrated now, but in Karnataka it is celebrated as a whole, whole mandala, like 48 days from in the months of December, Jan, and it ends in Feb. So it is more of birth and practice in Karnataka, and in other parts of India, it is like Jayanti is like just celebrating the birthday. So, well, I don't know why the difference is there, but it is there. That is something that I tried my best to find out why this difference. Why is it Hanumanji was born like 6 months ahead in the other parts of India, but I could not find the valid reason why it has been done so. But one thing that I could figure out is what is followed in Karnataka is that it is Hanumanji's, birth, and also his practices, also his, endurance, also his power. So you celebrate it like for a month, I mean, for a whole mandala. I think it's 41 days. I'm sorry, not 48, but it's 41 days. Okay. So now there was this child who was like limitless, profound energy, maximum energy, and one day he saw sun and then thought it was a fruit. We all know the story, right? So just
Yes.
leap to grab the sun, and then that is why he has this burnt face look, or the monkey face. Okay.
मैडम थोड़ा प्रायर ले जाओ ना. यू आर फ्रॉम कर्नाटक, थोड़ा किशकिंदा ले जाओ.
नहीं नहीं, ठीक है, उसका बाद में करेंगे ना. सी दी purpose of these sessions are not really to give you what the mythological stories say. It is more of reflecting those stories into your life. So we want to talk more about the qualities, not about the story in itself. So of course I can
अंडरस्टूड.
take you
श्योर
to
श्योर.
Kishkinda, like start from how it started, and who cursed, what cursed, everything. But then that is something that you can find everywhere. Now what we are trying to do is we are trying to bring those qualities, and we are trying to reflect them in our lives.
If you would like to know the mythological stories, you can join my sessions also. I'm very much pro.
श्योर श्योर.
Yeah. So yeah, but we'll definitely touch a little bit of those stories also. Okay, now that you asked, and I'm also kind of interested in these things, so let's do that also. So now this, that when you think about it, you just imagine this kind of raw energy. There is no fear. There is so much ambition in that person, right? Who just leaps to grab the sun. Okay, so you can imagine the kind of power that child had also. So what happens is, now why was Hanumanji cursed basically? right? We all know that he was cursed by, some say it was Durvasa Muni, and some say it was, a group of sages who did that and who cursed, or that Hanumanji should forget all his powers, right? And he will remember it only when it is the right time, or when somebody
When somebody
reminds him,
reminds him.
so when somebody reminds him of it. Okay. So now this child was really blessed. Okay. So nobody could contain that energy. Many people tried, even Indra tried, they could not contain the energy. So ultimately what happened was, he was like, how the children are, like hyper children, right? So going and disturbing the munis, and like being playful, some kabhi bal kich diya, kabhi, like saman utha ke le bhag gaye. So these kind of things. So irritated by these things, Durvasa Muni cursed him that he should forget all his powers. Okay. Now, if we think about a deeper meaning, what actually could it be? Now, if a small child is, like so powerful, right? So powerful and so capable of things, there is always a ego building, and it becomes extremely difficult for the parents, or for anybody to actually contain that kind of energy and to actually discipline that child. So this was actually done with a deeper meaning. Why? To bring humility, to ensure discipline, and then also to create that right moment when Hanumanji should actually remember his powers. So now this was not really a curse, okay, because this did not weaken Hanumanji, right? It did not weaken him. It's like it came across as a blessing to shape him. So what we can, like kind of incur from this, or absorb from this particular part, is that when somebody, like tells you something, it might not really weaken you. Well, in most cases, we take it on our ego. हम अपने ईगो पे ले लेते हैं, अगर कोई कुछ सुनाता है, कुछ लाइक डांट देता है, तो you take it on your ego, right? So but instead, if you can actually reflect through it, है ना, take it as a blessing. अच्छा, इन्होंने डांटा, so I got an opportunity to correct that, right? So when you do that, it turns into a blessing. So many people, अभी कोई डांटता है तो like especially your elders, for example, अगर कोई डांटता है, पटकारता है, तुम्हें कुछ सुनाता है, so it's like, try to like absorb it, try to take in what they're trying to say. It will really help, right? And it need not be, let's say, it need not be an elder, it need not be somebody like in an authoritative position also. It could be just your friend. कभी कभी ना दोस्त भी मतलब डांट लगा देते हैं, राइट? आई थिंक वरुण एंड हिमांशु, मैं कितना डांटती रहती हूँ, तो आई मीन इट्स लाइक, अगर कोई डांट रहा है तो उस डांट से आपको कुछ सीखना चाहिए, मतलब उसको ईगो पे मत लेना, मतलब यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस दैट. सो दैट इज वन थिंग, वन की टेक अवे आई कैन से फ्रॉम दिस पार्ट ऑलरेडी, right? And also another thing is, like how to treat, or how to treat your powers, how to build them through, and how to take it up with endurance. So that is another thing that we can learn. Okay, so now many years later, now Hanumanji, was standing at the edge of the ocean, and then they were trying to cross that ocean, which seemed impossible to get Sita back. So at that point, something happened there. Then Jambavanta spoke, and no, he did not give him any power at that moment. He just reminded, or like mm, pinched that part, and like reminded that, okay, you are this person, you have this kind of powers. So even in our lives, we have this kind of incidents where that will actually shake you from within, and you will realize that what your power is. How many of you have already experienced this? I would really like it to be an interactive session, that have something to talk about also. I don't want to like read the story or like give it as a lecture. So somebody who can unmute and talk.
Madam, this generally happens in an exam, you know, and I
Hmm.
think at the age of 39, I can say day to day is an exam now.
Yeah.
It's like test every day.
Hmm.
So it happens. We forget our powers, you know, because
Yeah.
sometimes we are under stress. Sometimes it is, time which keeps us, you know, occupied, and maybe we are not able to realize our true powers potential.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is something that you do, like either it is an incident that happens to remind you of yourself, or it could be a person who can remind you of yourself that you are capable of something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now today, even today, now what happens? Even today, it's like Hanumanji, we always celebrate as a strength of, like a symbol of strength, and especially gym goers will be like, very much interested in Hanumanji's practices, and many astrologers also give Hanuman Chalisa as a remedy. Uh, just give me a second. Sorry about the disturbance, but yeah. So okay, now this actually breaks my flow also, fine, any which ways. So why is it that, it's like matters that I was saying that many astrologers give this Hanuman Chalisa as a remedy also, right? So if you want to improve your physical strength, and if you want to get rid of some kind of ailments, and especially for the gym goers, I have seen many, like young boys, who wants to whatever get into shape, and then trying the workouts to get their body in cuts. So these guys are like very much a fan of Hanumanji. But my point is, just like praying to Hanumanji will not help you achieve that. You have to inculcate that practice completely. So what do you think of Hanumanji when you think, I mean, like always the person who had the capability, who had the capacity to burn down Lanka? Okay, how does Hanuman sit? Always, hands folded, humble, too much of humility in him, right?
Yes.
Very humble, not proud of anything. So a person who has the capacity to burn down Lanka is so much with humility. So why can't we do that? Just, just a little bit we know something, we are like, oh, I know so much. And especially
Symbolizes
with,
devotion as well, ma'am. Devotion as well. Devotion
yes,
towards the person he loves or respects, na, ma'am, Ramji.
yes, yes, absolutely. So even that devotion part, I can say, yeah, I can give an example of even Shabri, right? Shabri decorated her yard every day with flowers, that okay, one day Ram will come. She did not stop. And today also somebody asked in the group that how much puja is to be done. So this is what I
Yes.
said. Do as much as you can handle, right? How much ever you can do with complete dedication, with complete, like put yourself into it and do it. Do only that much. If you can do it for 1 minute, that's about it. If you can do it for 30 seconds, that's it.
And
So put yourself completely into it. So that is something that you need to learn.
bhakti.
Bhakti, yes. So bhakti is like, how much bhakti is too much bhakti? You cannot define that, right? So it is again subjective, and it's about a person's capacity and capability to adapt to that bhakti. So sometimes if you are not, like if the bhakti is, let's say you can't do the puja for like a day or two, it should not shake your confidence. So that is something you need to follow, right? So that is also one takeaway from the story. Okay, now I think I told you it's like many, like many states celebrate the Hanuman Jayanti today, but we or in Karnataka it is celebrated over 41 days. It's called Hanuman Vrata also, and it's like, and it's in the months of December, Jan sometime. So, well, this we can actually end the story part, and we will definitely do the subliminal, let's say, meditation quite soon. And whoever is here is like, it's a great thing for you guys. You can experience something really good today. I would recommend headphones if you have. Speakers are fine, but headphones are more impactful. Okay. And now we can close the story with the thought that Hanumanji did not become powerful in a day, and he did not leap the ocean just because he became powerful in a day. It's just that he was always powerful. The only difference is he could do it when he stopped doubting himself. Right? Just give it a
Yes.
thought. So once the self-doubt ends, that is when you can do magic.
Madam, or please throw more light on when actually, I mean, in Ramayana, I mean, in the
Hmm.
story of Ramayana, when actually Jaman ji, I think मेरे thought में तो यही है, Jaman ji he made Hanuman ji realize what is his true power. Is that, I mean, मेरा ये correct है क्या belief? आप वो check करके बताइए, because at one point of time he realized कि उनकी ताकत क्या है.
Okay, yeah, but
जो
yeah.
original curse था ना मुनि मुनि वो चला गया.
Hmm.
It was during the war time.
Yeah, but see, I told you, right? There was one particular instance when Ram, Lakshman, Hanuman, the whole Vana Senya, they wait at the end of the ocean. They want to cross over, right? They don't know how, and they don't even know if Sitaji is there. So somebody has to go and check. So at that point, like Jambavanta, like boosts him that you are the person who can do it. And that is the point where he remembers his powers, that he could fly. He was a child who leaped to the sun. So at that point in the Ramayana story.
Right direction sometimes.
Yeah, it is just that you just need somebody to give you that push. Okay.
Or the heart slap, like you say.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always say, that heart slap.
Yeah, it's the hard slap of reality, but then it's well, yeah, you can consider it that way. Okay. Right, so I hope you all have your headphones ready.
Yeah.
Yes. So what do you want to do today? You want to take it with the spirit of Hanumanji, have an like emotional healing, or you want again some materialistic gains? I leave it to you. Whoever votes the highest, then we'll take that. And before I end the recording, I'd like to really thank you all for participating in this storytelling session. And it was a really short notice, and you guys jumped in. I'm happy about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes. So I hope you all have your headphones ready.